The Covidiot and the Quest for a Free Hotdog by John Cooper. This is the tragic story of the Covidiot. The Covidiot couldn't think for himself. He trusted the authorities no matter how ridiculous their rules were. He did everything he was told no matter how absurd it was. The man on TV announced a deadly virus going around the world, a pandemic, even though there was no actual evidence of that in the real world. "Just give up all your freedoms and lock down in your homes," the man on TV said. The Covidiot was hypnotised by all the marketing slogans thrown at him and complied immediately. The Covidiot was told by the man on TV to keep a lookout for anyone that was not following orders. He saw a man walking in his neighbourhood breathing fresh air and therefore putting everyone at risk. The Covidiot had to do his bit for the community and decided to report him to the police. The Covidiot needed to go for his essential shop. He decided it was better to be safe than sorry and drove in his car alone with his mask on. As he was driving, he saw all the gyms were closed, but McDonald's was allowed to stay open. "They really do care about our health," cheered the Covidiot. "Stay back 6 feet," the Covidiot shouted in terror as someone came close to him. The Covidiot made sure everyone he saw were no closer than 6 feet from him. Any closer and the Covidiot thought he would almost certainly catch the virus. As he walked around, he noticed the books, toys, electronics, home decor, bedding, gardening supplies, sports equipment, makeup, craft materials, stationery, furniture, seasonal items and outdoor gear were all closed off from the public. Yet the alcohol section remained fully open. The Covidiot didn't see any issue with this as he strolled past. The Covidiot was delighted as he finally found what he was looking for, something that would guarantee his survival. On the way home, the Covidiot stopped off in his local restaurant. He panicked as there were so many dirty spreaders in there. However, when he sat down and his meal arrived, he took his mask off. "Oh goody, the virus can't get me if I'm eating my dinner," said the Covidiot proudly. That evening, the Covidiot watched the countless TikTok videos of doctors and nurses doing synchronized dance routines that would have taken hours and hours to rehearse and perform during a supposed pandemic. However, the penny didn't drop for the Covidiot that the hospitals were obviously empty. The next day, the Covidiot received the sad news that his nan was dying in her care home. But the man on TV said people could not see their loved ones because they need to stay home and stay safe instead. The same day, a Black Lives Matter rally took place near the Covidiot's home, and the man on TV said you couldn't catch the virus if you're at a BLM rally. "Oh, wonderful luck! I'll go to that instead," said the Covidiot. A few months later, an experimental jab was rushed out, despite real vaccines typically taking years of research, trials and testing. The man on TV bombarded the Covidiot with new marketing slogans. "Your shot to get back to normal. Protect your loved ones, get the vaccine. Do it for the greater good." Of course, the Covidiot followed orders unquestioningly. Despite getting the jab that was meant to protect him, the Covidiot was told he had COVID a few days later. Instead of questioning this, the Covidiot was programmed by the man on TV to believe that he wasn't safe until everyone had this jab. The Covidiot was programmed by the man on TV to target those who thought for themselves and question the mainstream narrative, belittling, shaming and coercing them into getting the experimental injection that doesn't protect you. If they chose not to, he would shout the insults he was programmed to use like "tinfoil hat wearer" in an attempt to force compliance. That weekend, the Covidiot went to watch his favourite football team play. Multiple players collapsed with heart issues on the pitch and there was a medical emergency in the crowd. "But this has always happened," said the Covidiot confidently and reassuringly. Just 3 weeks after his experimental jab, the Covidiot was rushed to hospital. He had a heart problem, developed blood clots and got a turbo cancer. But he just couldn't connect the dots. "I must have long COVID," sighed the Covidiot. The man on TV was now moving the goalposts and saying one jab wasn't enough and that everyone now needs a second jab to be fully vaccinated. Only then could they have their freedom back. "I have no choice but to take the second jab," said the Covidiot, who had only just got out of hospital. "I mean, how else can I have a holiday in Mallorca?" Now the man on TV was demanding a third jab, a booster. Only then could you get your freedom back. But with this, you could get a free hot dog. "Hurrah!" whooped the Covidiot, holding his free hot dog aloft in triumph after getting his booster. "Look at all those pathetic anti-vaxxers who have missed out." A few days later.
Just think how bad it could have been if I didn't get the jab.
The Covidiot and the Quest for a Free Hotdog, out now on Amazon. The perfect gift for your Covidiot friends and family to remind them how fucking crazy they went.